Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. I think I'm here by myself, but this is a live show, and I'm going to do some gardening today, if you will. I'm going to work in my garden cottage journal, and I'm preparing to put a lattice in. Tooch, good morning. Hey, Peggy, good morning. Peggy, I wanted to ask you your favorite flower, and I don't think I sent you a message. I had it in my mind to do it, but I don't think I did it. I got a few other ones to write down here. I'm adding these to the Art Buddy book. I asked Mary, so I got to put her down. She's a hydrangea. And who else did I ask? I asked Debbie, who's your mama? Debbie Hoosier, and she said sunflower. Tooch, did I ask you? Zinnias. Okay, cool. I spelled it wrong. Cinnias. Tooch, I don't know if I asked you. I don't know if I've got you. What's your favorite flower? I don't think I've got you down either. I went through and I tried to put the little flower stamp on everybody's page. Hey, Linda, good morning. I'm very thirsty today. I don't know why. That's unusual for me. It's probably a good thing. Get in some more water than I usually consume. It's always difficult for me. I can remember my mom saying, I only drink when I'm thirsty, and I'm not usually thirsty. Well, I don't know. I guess that's me too. I have a hard time getting in a lot of water. Of course, there's different schools of thought on that now too, like everything else. Thursday, April 30th. How about it, huh? Woo! Before you know it, we'll be sitting by the pool. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. So, Linda Tucci, if you can tell me your favorite flower, I would appreciate it. I have my little list right here, and I'm going to add it on there. I'll keep my pen over here. All right. So, I have my Big Bettie journal, which I'm not going to pull out right this second because this is dry, but I'm just going to not pull it out right this second. And I wanted to put a lattice. My theme for the journal is garden cottage. And you like sunflowers too? Okay, honey, we'll put that down for you. Thank you. Linda T, sunflower. So I went through and made a little bit of a list. Hey, Joyce, good morning, of things that come to my mind when I think of a garden cottage. And one thing was a lattice. So I thought, I want to build a lattice. Now, this whole journal has been inspired by Aisha Khan Arts, because she does these big, huge journals, and she usually themes them. And she builds all this cool stuff that she puts inside. This was a struggle for me, but I did build my lattice. It took me most of the day yesterday. So this is my lattice. And I'm going to put it on a piece of, this is not very heavy, but I like the print on this. So I'm going to eventually glue this here, which we'll probably do that today. But I decided I want to build a planter at the bottom and have some flowers. And then I'm going to put some vines on the lattice. And then this is going to go in my book. And I decided it's going to be a flip out. At least that's the plan. Now, I've had several jars of texture paste, which I hardly ever use, and I've thrown most of them out. I think probably I just threw the last two out. When I go to use them, they're hard as rock. So I'm going to make my own. I'm going to DIY textured paste right here. First a chair, now a lattice. Yes, ma'am. If you want it, you got to build it. So this is going to be my planter. This is just the flap of an envelope. And I built it up a little bit because I wanted to pop up a little bit. And I think I might need to paint this before I put my texture paste on. Although it's probably going to be covered okay. So I'm just going to see this, like, again, this may not work out. I've never made texture paste before. I know others have, and they have lived to tell about it. So I'm going to try. But I like the shape of this because it's rounded at the bottom. It's a little wider at the top, So it's going to go like this. But I want it to look like, in my mind, I want it to look like a stucco-y kind of deal, Now I was thinking, I have these here. Oh, you do, Peggy? And does it doesn't crack and chunk off? Because I've used spackle before, and it kind of chipped off. Now, see, I've got these here. I've got these here pieces of, this stuff. Hey, Debbie. Oh my gosh, my brain is it's like everybody else's brain. It's like you turn on the camera and you lose your mind. Sea glass. I'm wondering how this might look on this planter, or if I just want it plain. I didn't know if I have enough flat pieces to like have it look somewhat mosaic. This might be a stretch. I don't know. I thought if I pulled them out, I could at least look and see what I think, Sometimes it's a little too much, I go a little too far. Might look cute though. Now, the recipe for the textured paste is 3 tablespoons of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of white acrylic paint, and 1 tablespoon of white glue. Good morning, Judy G. Good morning, good morning. It's nice to meet you. I don't remember if I have before, but good morning, good morning. Okay, look, I got a big chunk here. It's not cooperating. Whoa, big chunks. All right, I'm just pulling out some of this. So I don't really want it white. Good morning, Vale. Okay, honey. Are you feeling any better, Vale? I've got some white, the green, a little bit of the amber color. But I don't want my textured paste to be white. So instead of white paint, acrylic paint, I'm going to use Georgia clay. And then I'm thinking my white glue is going to make that lighter than I want. So I also pulled out another red that I might mix a little bit in. But I don't want to mess with the ratio. So, it's going to be whatever it ends up being. Okay. This is there's some darker stuff. See, I keep dropping stuff I should pull this little thing out and then it would catch it. But my dog's going to be crunching on all this stuff. I don't want her crunching on the glass. Oh, look, there's a little piece of blue. Look. That was a good find. That there was a good find. All right, so I may not use this, but they're here if I wanna. I can always put it on before it dries and see what it looks like. Right. Miss Debbie Epps here. There she is. Good morning, Debbie. Okay, so let's pop this over here. All right, so to start out, the first thing I need is my baking soda, 3 tablespoons. I have this little yogurt jar that I now have lids for. Thank you to Peggy for telling me they were available. And we're going to mix up the textured paste. And, maybe I'll do this first. I don't want it to sit and start to get dry. I know it probably is not going to dry that quickly. Hey, Jackie, good morning. Ooh, we got a good crowd already. This is wonderful. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of paint out here on this little dish. And Cindy, good morning. Cindy, I just put your package in the box. So you should be having that in a few days. Thank you. Got that taken care of. Okay, here's a little fan brush. All right, let's get a little water. Okay. I do have a paper towel here, which is always helpful. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this. I'm just going to cover this up with the Georgia clay. I love Georgia clay. Georgia clay, Payne's gray. Here are 2 of my faves when it comes to acrylic paint. Now, no, I didn't glue that in there. Okay, got to do that. I took the flap of an envelope. Thank you, Peggy. And then took the bottom of the envelope and cut out a couple of pieces so that my base for my planter would be a little heavier. And what I did, I didn't glue the envelope parts together, so I'll have to do that. So let me use my heat tool to dry this little bit of paint. Now, I also decided that I wanted to use some clear tubs to start storing some of my laces and doilies and whatnot. So when they came in between the layers of the storage containers were these little strips of cardboard. And I knew I wanted to build a lattice. Now they were a little wider than what I thought I wanted to use, but I thought, I should be able to cut those in half and use that. And so that's what I did to build my lattice. So this is one cut in half. Now my pop-up dots, I had those years ago when I was making some cards and stuff. Who knows whatever happened to them? I know I have some thin ones somewhere, but I don't make cards anymore, and I have lost track of those. So I thought if I want to build this up a little bit to stand up off of my page, I'll just use some more of this cardboard that I had left over from the lattice. So that's what I have glued on the back. And then I've got 3 layers of envelope here to make this look like my planter that's going to be at the bottom of my lattice. All right. So let's rinse this brush. And I just thought it might be wise to base coat my planter. I can see I've got a little warping there, but I guess that's not gonna bother anything. All right, so we're going to make the DIY textured paste. And I said to Scooter, you might need some more baking soda because I need to use probably most of what's in here. So I hope I have enough. All right, so 3 tablespoons. I might not have enough. Let's see what we got. That's 1. Oh, I think I only got 2, girls. All right, so I got to think about this. So I have 2. Well, oh, maybe I have enough. He said he thinks there's more in the garage, but he hasn't been too good at that lately. Oh, I think I'm just going to make it. Just going to make it. That's a scant. And we'll put the rest of this in, huh? All right, 3 tablespoons is going to make a lot more. Yeah, half the recipe is difficult for me, Jay, but thanks. I've got 3. It worked out. I got it. And welcome and good morning. Did I miss anybody else that popped in? A morning. All right, so now I'm going to use my acrylic paint and I'm going to blend. I hope. Because with all this white powder and the white glue, I think my planter color is not going to be so Tom terrific, if you will. Oh, I hope you like them, Cindy. I hope. You'll have to let me know. So I'm trying to get caught up on some Happy Mail too. So I got some of that in the mail today too. So I'm getting caught up. All right. So let's do Georgia clay. I probably should just uncap it. This is going to end up redder, I think, than what I probably want, but it's all right. It's all right. It's just art, right? Whoa, look, it's starting to. Now I bought these little things, not knowing. I just thought they were cute, not knowing what I could use that for. And look, it's like a little spatula for my concoction. Yeah, it's not working more. Okay, let's set it over here. Hey, Gail, good morning. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to heat this up, see if I can get this uncapped. So my heat tool. Has anybody here in chat made their own texture paste? I should have asked that first. Probably Debbie X has. Peggy. All right, here we go. Now I want a tablespoon of glue. I know Murray has. Wow, this is a lot. I guess I could have, of course, made it white and then colored it, but why do what's... Oh, you have, Cindy? Cool. You know, this is probably... Where's my... I had my little palette knife earlier. Would be better to stir this, I think, but who knows where I shoved that. Oh, this looks better than I thought. That red helped, I think. See, I don't use it a lot. And so the ones that I've purchased, I had, of course, good intentions. But then I never use it. And then I forget about it. And then when I want to use it, I went to open the jars and they, it was rock hard. And it's not cheap. Jay and I were looking yesterday. Hey, Belinda, good morning. Um, it's like $9 for a container, and then I end up throwing it out. Okay, I'm looking for something else I can stir this with. This is a good little spatula, but it's kind of flimsy. Where's those? Here we go. Let's use this. And that big old dowel. Use this. Now this is a little thicker than I thought, which I guess is good. Gosh, I wanted that palette knife to spread this on too. I know, right, Judy? Yeah. Because it's like when you want to use it, you want it to be good. I mean, I think a lot of people, but maybe not a lot. I think there are those who use it quite frequently. But I'm not a frequent flyer in this area. All right, I'm looking for another. Oh, here's my old rusty. This is my old ceramic offset spatula. So I'm hesitant to add any more liquid in here. But this looks kind of dry, right, guys? Should I add a little more glue, maybe? Oh, let's try some first. We'll see. Yeah, I think I need some more glue. Try a little more glue. Glue can't hurt, right? I don't want to put water. I mean, I don't know if that's a good recipe or not. I just the first one that came up. Welcome into everyone. I'm not sure if I've missed anyone. Not intentional, but I'm busy trying to be, a science teacher here. Well, the color stayed good. I thought the white powder and the white glue might really lighten it up, but it's darker than I thought. Of course, that red probably helped quite a bit. I'm not sure I want to try. Not sure I want to. You would use a little water? I'm not sure I want to try those stones in here now. Oh, that's better. That's smushing better. I didn't think about putting a stencil on here. And oh, you know what else I didn't think about? It's kind of squishy in the middle. Let's see if I can sit that on something. Because see, I've got that. Now I'm wiping it on and it's wiping off. I guess I want to put it on and just kind of leave it. My idea was for it to kind of look like stucco. At least that's what I had in my head. I'm glad I painted underneath of it. Of course, this is going to Probably take days to dry. Look, see, it's not sticking. Wonder if I should put a little glue underneath. Hmm. Hey, Coloring View. Good morning. I think I'm just going to have to mush it. To this, I would say this is why people buy it. Okay, go get your coffee. Good idea. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder if I should just see. It's not really going to scrape. See, right about now is is when I say to myself, Lori, why do you do this stuff live? Oh gosh, boy, it's really thick there. All right, I'm just gonna add a little water. It's part of the fun. It's part of the embarrassment, I'll tell you that. Gosh, I feel like this could be clay and I could just, knead it and shape, shape. Oh, God sakes. I was hoping this would be somewhat dry if I hit it with my heat tool. Look, it's just like it's just coming right off. All right, I'm open for suggestions. Where are my experts? This is how you learn. What, by me making mistakes? Hmm. Yeah, it definitely is dry. See, and I don't use textured paste, so I'm not really sure. Need more glue? Okay, Deb. Now that just loosened it up, that last skirt. Let's pop this back in. Not really having ever really used much texture paste. This is good for the nails. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. And my jars the texture paste that I did have, the jars I had, they were all sealed. See, I don't think it's supposed to be that loose. I don't have any more baking soda to put in. I have no powder or anything like that. I just want it to be a little textured. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, girls? Know what I'm saying? Okay, let's try this. Let's try clean slate. The air in the jar or tube dries them out. Oh, thank you, View. Now it's more like mortar. Yeah, this is all I want. This is good. This is good. Yeah. It's like tomato paste. I could do a whole side of a house. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. I know, right? That's what I just said. It looks like tomato paste. I'm making a planter for a garden journal, a garden cottage themed journal. Now, if this ever dries, I think it'll be good. You can also sprinkle sand on wet paint. That's true, Linda. I don't have any sand, but that is definitely true. I wonder how some embossing powder would look in this here. Oh, you know what else I got? Oh, girls, you know what else I got? I have some of this Timmy stuff here I never use. Hold on. Let me get it. Ooh. Now that's grit paste. I don't think that's not the same. I have some stuff that I think is like you can sprinkle up here somewhere. Collage medium. No, I don't want that. You know, it's like every time I pick something up, I think, oh yeah, that's where that is. And then when I want to use it, it's like, where did I put that now? Here we go, rock candy. Distressed rock candy. Crystal clear glitter. What do you think? I mean, team offset spatula. I should put this down on my water. Boop. Look. How big can that be? I like sparkle. Can't hurt. Never used this before. Had to have it. Had to have it. Thank you, Jimmy. Okay. Now, it would be really nice to sit this under a fan. Too late for that, Peg. Too late for that. Lori doesn't wait around for that jazz. No. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff. All right, let's wipe this all off. Hey, Janet. Hi. Good afternoon. I had a picture from my bonus son this morning of his eldest. It was a nice surprise when I woke up this morning. All right, here's my lid. Just put my sleeve in the glue. All right, so let's cap this stuff up. Now, I probably should let it dry naturally, right? But I'm tempted to hit it with my heat tool a little bit. Set it there. Let's shake off all this stuff. Yeah, he had a picture of her when she was born. I'm not sure why, because it's not her birthday. Her birthday's in November. But anywho, it was a nice little surprise for me. Now, this is probably going to take a couple of days to dry, right? Oh, I missed somebody. Ambient. Hi, Ambient. I wasn't sure what the girls were saying. They were saying hello to you. Good morning. Welcome in. Okay, so I'm going to sit this. Oh, where am I going to sit this? Let's put it over here. Hopefully out of the way where it can start to dry. I like how that looks. I like how that looks. I think that's going to be good. Okay, this is not going to fit in my. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's flip this over. Now, I said to the girls that first popped in, I made this lattice the other day. It took me practically all day. So, oh no, ambient landscapes. Ugh. You probably work with real lattice. This is for a journal. So what I did was, when I purchased those clear storage tubs, as they were stacked in the package, there were pieces of cardboard strips that were bent, that held them up from smacking each other. So I took those and trimmed them in half. And then I took a piece of file folder, right? And I took my little measuring tool that had, these little dots, and I counted how many blocks I wanted, and I drew my squares on. See, I should probably have another lattice piece here, but that's gonna get covered up, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I just noticed that. Actually, that could be the bottom. And so then I put the yeah, soon I knew I wanted to make a lattice, but as soon as I didn't know, I wasn't sure I wanted to cut all those strips. But when I got that, packing stuff, I thought, oh man, this might work. And it cut really easy for me. And so then I just drew my lines on and started to glue my pieces. And then I had to trim and push these in between. And then I had to cut out the squares of the yes, free and pre-cut, basically pre-cut. Um so then I had to cut out the squares because I wanted to be able to see through the lattice, right? I didn't want the file folder. See, here's a little piece of tape. And then when I started to cut it, I was afraid that it was going to fall apart. So then I put on these edged pieces. That took a little bit. I taped those to kind of keep them attached. I glued them, but they're only glued, on these little thin surfaces. See, now right here, I've got some glue that got some tape that got, I should really try to cut that out. So in hindsight, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm not really see, Ann Moore builds stuff all the time. This would be a cinch for her. And this girl, Aisha Khan, that I watch, you know, it will be a cinch for her too. But this was really my first time to try anything like this. So in hindsight, once I drew my grid lines on, I should have cut these pieces out then. It would have been a lot easier. Probably could have used scissors instead of a knife and all that jazz. So to do it again, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I have an accent. Oh, thank you. Anyway, so then I decided I wanted to whitewash it, but I didn't want to necessarily white. So I painted it with acrylic paint. I used the Deco Art Americana Aloe. So that was my base. Yes, I guess it would make a good stencil. I'm not sure. Not sure if I want to do it again. Anyway, my original thought was to just glue this down on one of my pages. I've since changed my mind about that and decided to cut out this little, let me see if I can unload this somewhere. Give myself, see, I don't want this to flip and get glue everywhere. I mean, paint everywhere. So, I was just going to glue this down, and I was thinking I wanted to use it as a pocket. But then when I got my journal out again and looked again, I made a different decision. So let me just show you here. I think I'm going to sneeze. Well, I'm from Pennsylvania originally, so I think it's mostly a Pennsylvania. I live in Jersey now. If I had my druthers, I'd go back to Pennsylvania, but that's not happening. I have to come to grips with that. It's not happening. Anywho. All right. So originally I was thinking I would put the grid here. This here. The lattice. Which would be fine. But then I wanted to use it as a pocket. So maybe I thought maybe I have somewhere in here that would be already have a pocket. And I do, but as I started to flip through, I decided to do it as a flip out rather than a pocket. And I'm going to just glue it on here. You know I'm going to knock this water all over my book, and I'm going to be so upset with myself. I don't know if you guys can see this well enough. My desk was really pretty clear this morning, but you can see I have a lot of jazz sitting here. So then I decided to put this paper on the back of it. It's just going to go here. It's going to be a little flip out. My planter is going to go across the bottom, which you really can't see at this point. And now I'm going to work to decorate. I'm going to glue this onto the paper, and then I'm going to start fussing with my leaves and with my flower. And let's see, this flips out. But I like it here because I've got this, gardening page here. And then I can, if I choose to, glue this and make this a pocket. I'll just see. I might change my mind. But I'm pretty sold on that's where it's going to go. I don't think I want it there. Thank you, Janet. See, I've got pockets and things already here. This is what we worked on the other day. I found more butterflies that I can add, and this is not going to go here. I need something smaller, and I think Judy O recommended seed packets, so I've got to print those off and find those. You know, we really could work here too. This is kind of ugly, but I think I'm going to go with that other spot. Anywho, that's my thought. So that being said, I want to glue this down on here. Now, I think I'll have this be the bottom because that's got that. I should have put another piece of grid in here. And I think I want this way. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I'm going to take my Fabrifix, and I guess I probably should hit a couple of spots here. So let's just move ahead and see how it goes. I don't think I need glue on every section, but certainly around the edge. And this paper is not very heavy. It's just, I think, like maybe 20 pound, if that. It's very thin. I don't even know where I ripped it out of. I think it maybe, I don't know if it was the paper book, because it had a rough edge, so I ripped it out of something. Now, the idea that I have for my planter is I'm going to have some vines coming out of that and flowers on top, and then some danglies here, and then some flowers, you know, on the lattice itself. So guess what I found? My vine. I found my vine. I bought this. I have no idea how long ago I bought this, but I knew I had it. And so there's plenty of it. So I'm going to have some of it coming down this way. And then I recently purchased a lot of paper, and the girl had flowers that she included. So I have some of the flowers here. Now, I know these aren't realistic, but I really think these are pretty. So I want to use these, I think, on the lattice itself. I'm not sure. Let's just do a little. Hold on, I missed my little pen holder there, so let's put that back in its spot. And let's move this stuff back and give myself some wiggle room here. See, so this is going to go across the bottom here. Now, some of this is going to come out of here. Yeah, I'm going to tuck it behind and glue it, and then glue this down. So my choices are, you know what, let's just cut a piece so we can see what I'm working with here. Let's see if I can get this to just lay here and behave. So it won't be this long, you know, it'll be trimmed. And this will tuck behind. Are you following me? You understanding what I'm, okay. So then I have, these are my choices of flowers. So I need some to be here. Most of them are like this size. And then I have, you know, these that I was thinking might look, I didn't have to use them all either, right? These, I don't know. See, look, I've got all different, there's some more butterflies. But see, these are a little smaller. You could pop dot your planter. It's already popped. It's already dotted. It's already pop dotted. I have it raised up. Doesn't look it, but it is. So I have these I'm thinking I could do here. Now, I wish I had more of these. This would be a perfect size, but I only have 3. It looks like. Oh, nope. I have 4. Maybe I will use those. Here's another one of those. And this is an imaginary garden. Use different sizes. Hmm. Maybe I'll use these on the trellis and use some of these down here. Now, this is not dry, right? But I want to glue some of this back here and then glue it down over the planter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And same with at the top. All right, so let's put this aside again. I wonder if I can take some of this apart to make these smaller. See, I wish these were smaller, but I love that little glitter on there. So I wonder if I could. Oh, that might work. I could peel some of this off. All right, first things first. I went to a garden party. Woo! All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, I did have some other leaves here too. Lord knows where I put that. Oh, I'm always fussing and always moving stuff. I couldn't find this forever. I pulled out my bottom drawers like a junk drawer, and I looked down, and there they were, just sitting there, minding their own business. Now, I'm not going to always add it, but okay. Now, I can make this long because I could always trim this, right? So I don't have to be a freak about it. Oh, my left elbow keeps like sticking. That's way too long. This is cool stuff, though, right? Cool stuff. All right. Now I'm going to probably hot glue this to the back and then flip it over and do the flip over. And I want to be able to still see the lattice too, right? So I don't think I'm going to use the puppies. Butterfly. If I just take off that bottom petal, I can rework it. Oh, that's much better, I think. Me thinks. All right, let's get a couple more pieces of this. And maybe I should group it like to one side. And if I do that, I could really put a little sign here that says garden path or something like that. See, I just get carried away. Right, this I can trim. So what's everybody up to today? Phillies canceled last night. So today they have a double header. So when I'm done streaming, I'll grab something to eat. And I'm going to head to my comfy chair and watch baseball all day. Scooter doesn't know that yet, but that's what's going to happen. Okay, I still have some extra paper here. I can trim this. All right. I want to make sure I put it going the right way. Because this part's going to be glued down. Okay, Gail's going to be busy. She's got errands to run and a doctor appointment. Jacqueline's at work. She had an appointment, so I think she's back. Are you back to the office, Jay? She might still be at the office. All right, let's see. Let's trim a couple of these layers off. I don't know why that's brown there. Doesn't matter. It's going to get glued down. It's very dreary here. It's not supposed to rain anymore today. But, oh, Janet's slow stitching. Oh, that's nice. I tried something that Lizzie was doing. She makes it look easy. And I think I'm doing it right, but I was going to grab that and I didn't. It's like you do different layers of fabric, and she used scraps, you know, and I think she overlapped them. And then she stitched squares, like to make it look like a quilt. Oh, good. Oh, good, Gail. Good. I'm glad you're following through with that. Um, and then you flip it over and you cut. You cut all the way down to the base. Yeah, I don't know what it's called either, but mine is just. And she said if you washed it, it would, you know, puff a little bit more, I guess, and like bloom. Yes, definitely bursts of yelling. Hopefully, good yelling. Like cheers of woo, not yeah, nut. Why did you do that? All right, so I'm just going to continue with this hot glue for a couple of reasons. Because if I don't like it, I can heat it up and move it. And because it does glue down quicker while you're doing this kind of thing. All right, let's make a couple of, all right, so where's that little guy? There's one. Let's take more off of this one and make this one like a little bud. Thank you, Gail. There's Roseanne. Hi, Roseanne. Oh, how sweet. Oh, there's a little plastic. Hmm. Yeah, this bud's going to be a little smaller than I thought it was going to be. Here's my heat tool. I might be able to get this apart a little better. Or not. Or not. Maybe this is paper, but kind of feels like fabric too. It's kind of weird. It's weird. And maybe I don't need that on the bottom of that. Let's push those aside. Now I'm taking these roses apart. If it just popped in, just because I want them smaller than what they are. On my grid here, on my lattice. So let's think about it. So the bigger one should be at the bottom, right? Smaller at the top, I think. Now, do I want the leaves kind of to be free and wiggling, or do I want to pin them down in certain spots? No, that's fine, Veal. You do what you need to do. Now, what was I going to use in the... I was going to use these. This is kind of the same color. I can take that apart. I was going to use those on the in the planter. Maybe different types of flowers on the... I mean, it doesn't matter, right? This is just, it's whatever. I think I might like... Oh, thank you, Roseanne. Too much? Maybe too much. Hmm. Hey, Shaz. Good morning. Good afternoon. Trying to squish this a little. I don't know. I think I kind of like just these roses. Let's get a different color going here. wonder if I should. All right, here's an idea. Where did I just shove? Oh, that's over there. Maybe I need a disc, like a circle, to build like almost like a little cluster and then nestle it in. I could try it and see. Because I'm thinking even maybe a little bit of cheesecloth or something might look fun. Hmm. All right, hold on. Where did I put? There. Okay. Over there. This might be too small. Over there. Oh. All right, let's get a little piece of paper. I want something a little heavier. Let's see what I have here. See, I'm just like, I'm like never satisfied. Personality flaw. Oh, see, this is my cheesecloth. That's the kind I think I want for this. As opposed to Jacqueline's. Hers is more like a fabric. Hers is really yummy. But this is more like just fibers, just trash. Okay, she's off to the bus pickup. Okay. So let me take a little snippet. Now, sometimes, I know this may seem weird, but to me, sometimes when you're okay, Janet, have a great evening. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Um, you have my husband has these hanging baskets. Oh, a hanging basket would have been good, huh? Oh, I didn't think about that. And he's got these like netty kind of it's like a blanket that sits in the basket. I don't know what it's called. But so there can be fibers and stuff, in the garden. But if it's your garden, you can be whatever you want. All that to say, you can just be whatever. And this is make believe, so this doesn't have to be. This is not a botanical, you know, design where it has to be accurate and it's like real life. This is my imagination. Just my imagination. Running away with me. It was just my imagination. Running. I think I need some leaves. Away with me. Here we go. Here we go. Might work. Might work. Keep picking up stuff on my hot glue gun. I stick it in my drawer. Whoops. Whoopsie. Now, where's that little bud? Where'd that little, there it is. That's going to go right in there. This might be easier than fussing around with. That's okay, huh? So that can maybe go there. Now let's get the real look going. Let's do. This is still, of course, damp, but I think I can. I think I can. I think I can take little pieces of this. Now maybe I'll want a little bit of this on here too. I just don't want a big thumbprint. I'm pushing the envelope here, guys, with doing this way. Instead of really letting this dry. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Thank you, Val. All right, so let's get a couple pieces of this. And I did have a picture on my phone. I was kind of going by, but I don't know. Let's see if I still have it. Yeah, so there's quite a few. Oh, and they've got some going off the ends too. Okay. So it's kind of like clumped the way they do, the way the real, oh, thank you, Peggy. The way the real flowers, work together and leaves and such. Hello, Heidi. How are you? Good afternoon. I built a lattice. Now I'm trying to decorate it. They have bits coming off the end too. I don't know if I can pull that off, but if I glue them down here. I built it, Vale. I used a pieces of cardboard that came in packing and cut them for my narrow strips. This is it, this is cut in half. It was double this size. And then I took a piece of file folder and drew my grid, cut it to the size I wanted it, and then drew my grid on it. And then, oh, thanks, Heidi. And then glued all my strips and then cut these to fit them in. In hindsight, I would have cut the file folder out before I put the grid part on, but I didn't. I mean, it worked out okay, but I think it would be a lot easier if I had done it, the other way. Let's see if I can sneak some glue in here. Get this glued down. Hey, Lala. Good afternoon. Well, it's morning still for us. Yeah, still morning. Still morning. And I used for my planter the flap of an envelope. And in hindsight, look, it's glue strips. It's probably not going to glue because it's still damp. My textured paste is still damp. I would use a heavier piece of card or something. I mean, I've got 3 layers there, but that textured paste is kind of, it's making it kind of damp, and it'll be all right. And this, I think, is a little, see, that's not going to stick right now. I want that straighter anyway. Is this sticking? Yeah, that's stuck. And I don't think I want this hanging out the bottom of my page. So I'm probably going to trim this once I get it situated. I wonder if I want. I'm just seeing what I want here. So I want some flowers here. Just seeing. Just seeing. Might be able to use some of these. That looks like a little star. Don't ask me what this is. This is some kind of a wire wrapped in cloth. I guess they use it somehow in dry flower stuff. Maybe I can use this to stick some of these little rosy pieces up a little bit. Whoops. Just going to wind this wire around. Not really going to see that too much, so. The glue strings drive me crazy. You could curl some wire to look like, yes, Peggy, good idea. This is probably a little too tall, but you get the idea. So it's like sticking up a little bit, Yeah, I usually have some. It's not sitting right here. This is kind of thick, but I usually take like want something narrow. I want it to be, it might be a little too narrow. Let's see what I have here. Looking for a thinner. This is a thinner piece of dowel. And you just, you just start winding this around. And then you can scrunch it down. Now, I have floral wire that usually works a little better than this. This is kind of thick, but it's way up on the top of my shelf. I'd have to get Scoot to get it for me. And then you just slide it off, see, and then you've got a little tendril. I could stick that one in there. I don't know. They say it's not going to rain, but whew. It's going to be a very overcast ball game. Well, I'm always hopeful that I can finish a project when I start it, but this is another one that's not going to be finished. This guy just wants to curl. I think I need some leaves coming up off of this. Some leaves. See, all this is just fiddly stuff. Fiddly. I'll be picking glue off my nails all afternoon. Ah. Oh. My sister has had that, I think, with the she's had that same problem with injections. Yeah, take it easy for sure. Yeah, that looks a little better, I think. Maybe a little more glue here. Oh, paint. Thinking, oh look, I'm bleeding. Oh, paint. So I got out of the shower. Okay, first of all, you don't need to know this, but I'll just tell you anyway. My skin is so dry, okay, and I'm terrible at putting lotion on. I should just do it. And I just don't think about it. But my skin looks like elephant skin. I mean, so I looked down at my legs last night after I get out of the shower, and I've got this wound. I have no idea. I think something bit me. How can you have a bite and this looks like an irritated or scratched bug bite and you have no clue What happened? My husband said, yeah, well, my leg was bleeding the other day. I have no idea what I did. But see, he's out in the yard digging, planting, and all that jazz. So, I mean, you can understand that. But all I do is sit at my desk and do art stuff. I'm not even outside for anything to bite me. It's just strange. Boy, that just doesn't want to stick. It's stuck over there. I don't know why. That's really not sticking. Well, it's not going to win. I will win eventually. So it might as well just give in. I could have done this ahead of time, but I wanted to wait and do it with you guys. All right, so I'm going to let that dry. The glue. This is still really damp. Maybe I should hit it with my heat gun a little. Yeah, it's like they say, your kids and then your parents. It's just like they're like your kids again. It's the same with my kids would be all bruised up, no idea. Well, I don't know, they're running here and there. Now it's the elderly. Goodness. Okay, so I have some more of these roses. I can take those down in size. I don't know, maybe one clump is just enough. Yeah, well, there's glue there, but yeah, I'm not going to touch it, Joyce. That's a very good point. Yeah, the heat will make that hot glue get juicy again, but it's underneath, so I'm not going to touch that part. I was just trying to dry that a little bit, which really didn't work. Didn't really work. Oh, I don't know what those are. Spotted lantern flies. Oh my. Oh my. All right, so these are going to go across here. Might be just about all I can do with this today, ladies. So I might just pack all this up, put it in my little Angie basket, let this dry, and then I'll have to assemble it a little later. Oh, they will, Peggy. They will come. Hmm. Oh, I don't know if my husband. I guess he would know what they are. So I might take these down to smaller and add some of them in the bottom here. So some of these flowers are going to go here. More greens are going to come down, but I kind of like this here. And I think I would like a little sign up here maybe that says, um, I don't know, garden gate or garden something. I think she's still, Ange, I think is still struggling a little bit, Peggy, with swallowing. She's taking it easy with eating and such. But Erin was visiting yesterday. I think they had quite a lengthy visit. Is Ray here? Hi, Ray. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Um, yeah, I think Erin and her husband were there for quite a little while, so I'm anxious to hear how that visit went. She's probably sleeping in. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Yeah, she mentioned the other day she was still having a little trouble with swallowing. She's not been going to the to the Mexican restaurant. She's been going to another like little diner type place, and she's able to manage a salad, so that's good. But I think she's still on the mend with that, really. Yes, her oxygen, she's had some issues with that too. I forgot about that. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, she's having treatments with her oxygen. And she turned 60. She's falling apart. Oh, goodness. All right. So let's see. What time is it? Well, it's 11:30. So I discovered the other day, I have too many projects going. That's my issue. I see something, I want to do it, blah, 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 and I turned around and was digging through some stuff and I thought, oh my gosh, I started another bead journal with you guys on Tuesday evening. And I already had a big one started. So I might recap with that. I finally got the ink for my printer. So I just got that in this morning. I had to print a couple shipping labels. So I got that done. So that's good. All right, now where am I going to sit this? I need to sit this somewhere. Maybe I'll just sit it on my lid here. This little lid. That's good. That'll be good. Now we're going to put the lid. I can put the lid right there. So I forgot all about this journal. Oh my goodness. See, I was watching Dee Dee and she enabled me to purchase that Bee's Knees, what do you call it? One of these books that you cut out all this stuff. A collage book. This is Dee Dee's fault right here. So I wanted to make a journal, and these are big pages. So I started it, and I think I started it with you guys. And then I had this fabric. I'm pretty sure Wendy, the papered rooster, I think she made this fabric. Not made the fabric, but dyed the fabric. So this is just a packaging bag, again, from Amazon. So you can see I want to bring this all in and stitch this, but I forgot I started it. So it's kind of warped, but that's okay. I don't mind warped. So I want to stitch around this edge, and then I have to figure out, what I'm going to do on the inside. So I'll cover this with something. I just got some bee fabric, I think, from Pearl. So I might do that. So this will all get stitched down. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do as far as pages. Now I started to pull these things out, but these are all singles, you see. These are all singles. But now I have ink in my printer again. I can start printing some of my... So I'm not sure how this is going to end up, but I think these are going to end up in here. I need a lot more pages. A lot more, right? I think it'll be all right, though. I just glued that on and once I stitched it, you can see where it's warped, but it kind of makes it look cool. So that doesn't bother me. I think in the end, that's going to look okay. But see, then I started this other one that we did the other day. Here we go. Here we go. this one. This is the one where this was Tuesday evening I started. So these were the substrates that we made a couple of weeks ago, inspired by Carrie, the crafter, Carrie Griffith. And so this is a tabbed journal where I just use washi tape to put my pages together. These are all single pages. That's a good way to put it, view. Yeah, it gives a character. There you go. Yeah, I like that too. Oh, look, I got texture paste all up in my fingernails. Okay. So this, when we left each other on Tuesday evening, I was going to iron a piece of a hanky that I had, which I did. Da, 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 da. This was just fit perfect. So I ironed it, and then a little piece of Jacqueline's yellow cheesecloth, and then I found that little fabric bit lying somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, we glued it though. I started to use it, and then the girls said, "Oh, you should probably glue that," which was a very good tip. So I thought that made a little spread, and so whoever you can just you can journal underneath there. And then I found this. This was just sticking to my metal desk. Be yourself. So I don't know if that's going to stay there, but I put it there so I didn't lose it. Then I remembered, dun, 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 I'm like, I don't know if I have any small B stuff, and my printer, I was out of ink, and it wouldn't print because it was just so thirsty for yellow ink. It was taken for, most stuff with Amazon just gets here very quickly. And then I said to Jay, oh my gosh, I have all those bee people things. So I haven't gotten to printing those yet. But I thought, I'll just take a minute and show you what's going to go in here. Some other things that are going to go in here. See, I have all this to dig through. But I forgot these little guys. Huh? How about it? I don't know how many are in here. So these are like little bookmarks, which of course you can cut these. They don't have to be. It's just what I made them into. Look, I forgot all about buying this digital. Look, here's one I stitched around. See, now this I'm not crazy about so I'm going to try to ink that, see if I can salvage that. Right? How stinking cute. These are going to be perfect in here. Let's see what else we got in here. And that's pretty, but I don't think it'll work with this. And there's other stuff in this file that I've got to just open it up and resize some things. And then I can print, for that bigger one too. Oh, they're from that other. Okay. See, now that I like that. That might go in there too. I don't know. See, you can just put in whatever you want, right? It's your, you can add whatever bizarro thing you want in your journal. And then out by my comfy chair, I had a whole pile of, what the heck did I do with that? I brought that out here. I started cutting up paper that I had. You know how you get a paper pack and it's got all these little pieces, Hey, Maisie. Nice to meet you. Welcome in. like it'll have like Graphic 45 of little stamps and little cards or little vases or little pots of honey or whatever. And you start just trimming out that stuff. Um, there you go. Crafting police are on vacation. Woo! And I just brought out a big fat envelope that I had sitting by my chair, so I got to go through that jazz. Who knows where I set that? But anywho, I just happen to remember these little gals, and I'm going to put some of these in this journal. Now they're a little tall, but we can trim. I think somebody needs to go in here, or at least she can go in there pretty good. So where's my inker dinker? Let's just fiddle around a little bit. I like to go at least 2 hours while I'm here to make it worth your while. I love these digitals. Yeah, Jacqueline has changed me into a digital freak. See, and then of course, whoever might end up with this journal can use this as a little journaling spot, right? She can just tuck in right there. And this could be, and one of these pages could be another. I have them cut to look like a bookmark. Look at her. She can be a little. See, now I need to print some things that can be cards. So let's corner around this outer side. And let's ink this edge. Don't like to see that edge. That white. I'm not a fan of that white. It just it's like a beacon. Now let's see what's on the other side of friendship. Okay. I didn't measure that very well, did I? Hold on. Redo. Wow, really off. Pardon my reach. See, I don't measure anything. I'm terrible. Terrible, terrible. I I'm not very good at it, so I avoid it. I just have found other ways to do it. I guess they could be if that's what you like to use them as. It's just a digital that I found on Etsy, and I don't think they called them bee fairies. Hey, Candy. But certainly they could be. They have the wings, but so do bees. So little bee's knees. I don't know. That's kind of wibbly. I guess I can get that too. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe to be different, I'm going to staple this on. Maybe I'll put a little glue first, then staple. And I'm going to have the staple backs come on this side. And then I'm going to put some lace or something on there. Just because I can't just glue something down for the most part without getting carried away. So that's just me getting carried away again. But the end result is usually pretty cute. All right, so let's try to match this up. See, that paper's a little warped because I coffee stained it. All right. Now I've got friendship over here, but still I could trim that a little more. But you're gonna see the top side of the staple over here. For no other reason than just because I thought it would look fun and different. You're gonna sort stuff? Okay, Lala. Thanks for popping in. It was nice to see you. And let's do the top. See, now this side's just a little pocket. But see, I've got the backs of those staples there, which I'm not crazy about. Of course, I probably shouldn't have put the top and bottom on there, but it will be okay. Let's get these little darlings out of the way here for a moment. More little darlings. Oh, you know what? I was using my walker. My knee keeps popping. So maybe I put all those little cut aparts that I was working on. They might be in my walker. That might be where they are. Anyway, let's look in my little chest here and see if I've got a little bit of lace or something that'll work in that spot. Oh, sounds like scooter sound. I need something to see. This is really little, which might work, but that's so dainty. But with a dark, kind of darker background, it might work. Let's see. And then let's see. Maybe one or two of these at the top. We'll just see if some of this works. Okay, Lala, you too. Let's see. This might be a little too skinny. Of course, what did I do with that cheesecloth? Oh, there's some ejaculates. I kind of like that, but I think I would like to knock that back and, oh, here it is, and not have it be so white. Although, you know what? Some of this might just look cute. Just a piece of this. Hey, Kel. Good morning. Maybe if I just stretched a piece of this. Oh, that looks cute. Look, with a little bit of the netting over her face. Me likes that. All right, so let's do the hot glue again. And I'm mostly doing it because I want to cover up those staples. Leaving a little bit stick out the top. Let's give a little trim here. And let's see. Now we need to knock this color back. So let's just take a piece of paper and take some of our ink. Hey, Kat, how are you? You made it. Good morning. I'm just going to knock this back a little bit too. I don't know if I want one at the top. I don't think so. I think just at the bottom, maybe just one right there like that. That's what we'll do, just one. Just kind of over that steeple. So this is kind of bothering me. I don't like this white around this edge. Now this is a sticker. And it's just to fill in that tuck spot. But see, I don't like seeing that white. And this probably is not going to do much either. So I'm going to trim that close enough. That kind of stuff drives me crazy. So I'm getting to where I need to go get something to eat. Another little visit. Okay, she has to go to sleep. Okay, sweetie. Yes, you take it easy, okay, Vale? Get your rest. All right, so let's just sneak that back in there. Let's pop her up a little bit so we can see her little face. She's so cute. We might need a little button or something there. I got these little buttons from Pearl. Let's do this. Oh, it's here. I'm thinking of it. These are like a little shell button. These little hearts are so cute. Yeah, that'll look cute there. So, of course, we need some thread. wonder if I can get this. Oh, yeah, I should be able to get this in. Ooh. Come on. He's not cooperating. There we go. These feel cool. All right, let's glue that on. I'm going to leave those threads pretty long because I like it. Adds more character. See, so now I need a little card or something over there to tuck in. So I'll have to be on the look for that. Like I said, I need to go back to my digital and print some things. I'm sure there's something I can use for a little card to use for a tuck in there. So this is an ongoing as usual. And then I've got the bigger B1 that's ongoing. And then, of course, the big Bettie. So once my planter dries and I can get those flowers glued in, I'm going to attach that to my page. I'll show you when it's finished, when I get it together. But yeah, this really was just from stuff, bricolage, just stuff sitting on my desk that we decided to put together and make a little journal. So this is all going to go back in my little lace. I think I'll throw that back in there too. I need some kind of, I think I need a hole there and some kind of a little charm or something on the front of this. So we'll do that. And then maybe a little placard or something there. If I find the Timmy, what do you call it? Enamel. Those enamel pieces like from years ago, like our grandmothers had. No, this is the one we hinged with the washi tape. So I've got several pages left to do things with, but I'm going to take a look at that digital again and, there's some stuff. Oh, Peggy, that's an excellent idea. She's an idea girl, too. Come on, hold on. I just saw this twine, the little tags, and I thought, remember they're in there, Roy, because it's a little piece of twine. Oh, let's just do it. Let's see if I can. I like to make this color that's kind of cutting it close. Make a little tiny bow. I'll sneak this under. Candy, have you talked to Angie? Did she have a good visit? Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, look, huh? I should do it that way. Peggy, Peggy, Peggy. I need to get, she did? Oh, good. I need to get some different colored thread on the bobbins for my sewing machine because I think I want to use black maybe for that other bead journal to stitch around the edges. Okay, so let's see. Where did I put my lattice? Right here. Ooh. All right, so this is what we mostly worked on today. Now, I had the lattice already prepared, so we worked on the planter and we added these things. This is in progress. I've got more flowers to add, and then I had some time left over, so we went back to this little bee journal that I had started Tuesday evening. So, see, my Sunday, Sunday I might just catch up again and add some more stuff to these things. Hopefully, this will be dry by then, and I can have this finished and get this into the journal. That would be great. And start finishing up, or at least finishing up these projects. I mean, the big Betty, that's going to be for a while. I've got a lot of different things that I maybe want to do in there, but see, this I can work on and get finished. I need some cards and stuff to tuck into little spots. And then I wish I don't think I do. I have to look through my charms. I just bought some charms. Thanks, Kat. But I don't think I have any bees. I think it's mostly sewing stuff, but maybe I'll look through my charms. Maybe I have a little flower or something or maybe just some beads. Maybe some beads, or maybe just some fiber. Punch a hole and just do some fiber. Then that could work, right? I think definitely needs something up here. They're like plaques. They're little metal plaques. They're white, like white enamel, and they just have a number on it, Tim Holtz. And I think that one of those will look so cute right there. And I have several. I don't think I've ever used them because I've been hoarding them, but I've moved them. So now I have to relocate them. Gosh. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Thanks for coming in and spending your morning with me. I appreciate that so very much. You have a blessed day too, Cindy. And I can send you the tracking number if you want. I should probably do that, right? You're welcome, Shaz. Nice to see you as always, my dear. And listen, be good to yourselves, right? Take care. If you're supposed to be taking it easy, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. And until I see you next time, bye-bye for now.